Good Monday morning. Thank you for joining us on Kare 11 News Now. I'm Jason Hackett. Let's get to your headlines. This morning, an investigation is underway after two mass shootings in Minneapolis left one person dead and sent over a dozen people to the hospital. The first shooting happened early yesterday morning outside the Rain Event Center on Hennepin Avenue. Then around 9:30 last night, another shooting, this time on Nicollet Avenue and East 19th Street. Audrey Russo brings us the very latest.
14 people shot altogether, no suspects at this point, and now we've learned that the more recent of the two shootings has turned deadly. So take a look at this video. Let's go to this scene first. This is new video gathered by our crews overnight on Nicollet Avenue. Minneapolis police confirmed to us that 4 people were found shot outside of a business about a half-mile away from Loring Park. Now, these men had injuries varying in severity, with a 28-year-old dying at the hospital. And they say a 5th man later walked into the hospital with a gunshot wound. There's no word on what led up to this, and there's no word on the identity of the person who was killed. But police tell us there's also no apparent connection from this shooting to the one that happened on Sunday morning. Take a look at this video. This happened just after midnight outside the Rain Event Center on Hennepin. Now, 9 people between the ages of 18 and 27 were hurt. Everyone here is expected to survive, though. We found social media posts showing that the Rain nightclub was hosting a special event on Saturday night, just hours before the shooting took place.
This was a brazen act of violence in a crowded entertainment district where innocent people were placed at tremendous risk. That is absolutely unacceptable.
Now, police are asking anybody with information on these incidents to reach out, give them a call. There are some gun violence related events happening across the metro today. Unfortunately, they're going to have a little bit more to talk about. Both of these events were scheduled before last night's deadly shooting. Back to you.
Audrey, thank you very much. Right now, police in St. Paul are also looking for the suspect in a deadly shooting early Saturday morning. This happened around 4:30 in the Frogtown neighborhood near Edmond Avenue North and North Kent Street, just north of I-94. This is video from that scene. Officers say they were called about an assault and shooting. When they got there, they found a large group of people and a man who had been shot lying in the street. That man was taken to Regents Hospital, where he later died. 2 other people, a man and a woman, were also injured, but they're expected to be okay. Developing this morning, police are investigating after officials pulled a dead body out of the Mississippi River last night. This happened near St. Anthony Lock and Dam in Minneapolis. Park police officers were called to the scene after a body was seen in the river just south of the Stone Arch Bridge. Right now, they're waiting for the medical examiner to figure out who the person is and how they died. The Minneapolis Fire Department is working with the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office to investigate this. While you were sleeping, new burn restrictions went into effect in northern Minnesota counties hit hard by the wildfires. The DNR says the restrictions are now at Class 4, which means all campfires and recreational fires are banned. Officials are also limiting most burn permits and restricting fireworks. This impacts Cook, Koochiching, Lake, and northern St. Louis counties. The DNR says this will last until the area gets a good amount of rain. Meanwhile, this morning, fire officials say they're making progress on 15 fires in and around the Boundary Waters. At last check, officials say they've burned more than 77,000 acres total. Fire crews say the smoke cleared a bit this weekend, allowing them to hit the fires from planes and helicopters again. Officials say that, along with extra federal resources, is making a big difference. Also this morning, President Donald Trump says he confronted Canada's Prime Minister over the wildfire smoke pouring into the U.S. Hundreds of wildfires are burning across Canada, causing air quality alerts in the Midwest and the Northeast. Trump says the fires are poisoning our air.
You know, we got to stop the fires up there. If we can help them, we'll help them. But maybe they should pay us some damages or something, or we should do some tariffs. But it was terrible.
This is now the second time the president has suggested Canada pay tariffs for wildfire smoke. On Friday, he said Canada should be held responsible for allegedly not maintaining its forests. Meanwhile, here in Minnesota, air quality has been ranked as moderate across much of the state this morning, but it is forecasted to reach unhealthy levels. Authorities say favorable fire conditions and winds will bring heavy wildfire smoke into southeast, east central, and south central parts of the state during the day. Right now, St. Louis Park is collecting donations for the people who lost their homes in the devastating Helix apartment fire. More than 90 apartments were destroyed. This is video of fire crews battling the flames on Friday. Connie Willis, who rushed out of the building with only her kids and 2 dogs, says everything that made her apartment a home is gone. So are the things she used to run her business.
I feel helpless as a mother. Like my daughter is in the one spot. I'm here. My dog is away from us. We're just all just discombobulated, and it makes me feel helpless. It makes me feel like, what can I do? And I don't even know.
Her heart absolutely breaks for her. Connie is staying at a hotel until tomorrow and doesn't know where she'll go after that. We have a list of ways you can help those people impacted on our website, kare11.com. Developing right now in the Middle East, the U.S. military says it launched another round of strikes on Iran for a 9th consecutive night. Officials say it's in retaliation for the 3 U.S. service members killed over the weekend. NBC's Alice Barr has more.
Overnight, a 9th straight night of U.S. strikes on Iranian military targets. And as the war ramps up, so does its costs. The U.S. military has now identified 2 soldiers killed in an Iranian missile and drone attack in Jordan on Friday, as Lieutenant Tyler James Feehan, a 25-year-old from Hawaii, and Private Isabella Gonzalez from Texas, just 19 years old. A 3rd American service member has been missing since that attack, and the military said Sunday it recovered remains in the search that are now being identified.
We hit them very hard again tonight, and we did that in honor of the probably 3. It's probably 3 as opposed to 2. Great patriots.
Separately, U.S. Central Command said an American service member was killed Saturday in Iraq during a controlled detonation of ordnance from a downed Iranian drone that hadn't initially exploded. At least 17 U.S. service members have been killed since the war began nearly 5 months ago. President Trump acknowledged this has become a bigger job than what he initially told the American people would take just a few weeks.
What we're doing now is we're ending any chance where they can have a nuclear missile. If you look at it, after a week and a half, not 4 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks, we stopped them from probably, but I don't want to have the word probably.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Sunday night the U.S. is still open to negotiation, but that the Iranians appear internally split.
They continue to send signals that they want to talk, that they want to negotiate. But their behavior is what we're responding to. And their behavior is they're launching missiles and drones against ships, including tonight.
Adding that the U.S. will respond as long as Iran keeps trying to control the Strait of Hormuz. President Trump also said the new Air Force One that was gifted by Qatar will be sent back in for maxed out upgrades, following concerns about the plane's security systems raised after the president unexpectedly took off from the NATO summit in Turkey in the old Air Force One, just as hostilities with Iran were heating back up. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Meanwhile, here at home, we're already seeing an impact at the pump. Take a look at your screen. Nationwide, gas prices hitting an average of $4 a gallon. Here in Minnesota, it's sitting at $3.87 a gallon. That's up 12 cents from a week ago. A major update on the multi-state cyclospora outbreak. The FDA says it's reversing part of its investigation tied to shredded iceberg lettuce. The agency says a lettuce sample from Taylor Fresh Foods that initially tested positive for the parasite was actually a false positive. In a statement overnight, Taylor Farms says it has completed a voluntary recall of its iceberg lettuce out of an abundance of caution. They say right now the FDA has not identified a single positive product test result for cyclospora. The company says no other Taylor Farms products are involved in the recall. If you have Apple Music, listen up. For the first time in 4 years, the company is raising its subscription prices. So starting now, the individual plan is going up $1 from $10.99 a month to $11.99. For those with the family plan, that's up $3 from $16.99 to $19.99. The student plan going up $1 to $6.99. Apple says they're raising prices due to higher music licensing costs. Over the weekend, the St. Paul Saints took time to celebrate the life of a beloved member of their team. Fans gathered at CHS Field to remember Sister Roz. She passed away last month at the age of 96. The nun spent more than 30 years giving fans her famously powerful neck and shoulder rubs. Saturday's celebration included a new memorial, a toast, and lots of stories from those who knew Sister Roz personally.
You know, what was she, 96? I mean, that's a long time to do good. And quite frankly, I think that that's the most important quality that she had, and that we can all remember and take with us.
She certainly will be missed by fans there. So if you missed Saturday's celebration of life, you still have a chance to honor Sister Roz. The The Saints have created a permanent memorial for her at the ballpark. Stick with us. More news and weather right after the break.